Boys, girls, and everyone else, welcome back to another Destiny Rising video. In this one, we are talking about Rossi 11 and what is the overall best build for him. I noticed that when I was reviewing my content, I actually haven't made a video for him. I swear I recorded one. Apparently, I just didn't do it. I don't remember doing that. But anyway, he's been out for a little bit now, so we do know for sure what the best build is. I'm going to share that best build with you guys right now. And let's talk about her because he's actually kind of sick. And again, as a legendary or 4-star level hero, he's actually kind of insane, and he just looks dope. So overview at a high level, he uses the bow and an auto crossbow. In terms of his links, if I just quick match mine, you can do Caber as well as, is that what that would make sense? Oh yeah, okay. So Yarvin, oh my gosh, what? Yolder, wow, I combined like 3 different names there. Yolder and Caber are the ones that are recommended just for me personally, just by doing a quick one as well. I'm not against it. You do the increased arc damage, which makes sense, and then reduce damage taken also. It says when health is below, but yeah, let's see what other increased max shield. Actually, so yeah, he would actually be a lot better. But anyway, so that's for the 2 duplicates. You could do Ningfei. No, never mind. Just definitely go with him if you have him ranked up a little bit more. Save and exit. So for the weapons, let's start here. So for the weapons, Yoshimato is obviously going to be the go-to that everyone's going to be using because that's, well, the only bow. You could use the Trinity Ghoul as well, but I just think that the Mahamuri is just so good that why wouldn't you? And also, if you're working on a Ningfei, you can obviously use, you can double dip a little bit here, and you can see mine's almost fully maxed out. I just need to get the duplicates, and I will have a fully maxed out Mahamuri. Am I saying Maha Mayuri? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But for the Yoshimato, the perks can be a little tricky here. So you want ensured yields for sure. I go with Annihilation. However, I want to make sure I'm advocating for everyone. So Annihilation is one recommended perk, or Archer's Tempo. So the difference here is Archer's Tempo is landing a precision shot. Hit reduces the draw time by 40% for 3 seconds. So basically, if you're hitting precision shots, you're going to reduce the draw time by 40% almost consistently. Whereas Annihilation is the weapon deals increased damage based on how low the target's health is, up to 36%. So it's one of those like sort of XC. So like on a boss situation, you're going to do more damage with Annihilation, whereas in general, Archer's Tempo is going to be better. Was actually trying to like re-roll, but I'm kind of okay here. But again, if you get Archer's Tempo, don't feel bad about it. Like I would argue both of these are best in slot. You're going to see people on the internet arguing both, or at least one way or the other. Whatever one, I would just personally play with both and see which one you're most comfortable with. I don't hate Annihilation. I don't feel like I'm losing damage at all. Obviously, ensured yields is basically what everyone is going to recommend for you based off, or I mean, Black Body isn't bad either. It's nice having perks that while there is a god roll, there's still like possibilities where there's others available to you. So ensured yield is what most people are going to recommend to you. So final blows grant the next magazine plus 60% damage after reloading. If no final blows were made within the previous magazine, then reloading will grant up to 35% damage based on the number of hits landed. All right. So again, you're going to be doing a hit every single time you use your bow. That's how bows work. But anyway, so that's going to be that. Obviously, if you're mods, you want to make sure you get mods that are boosting it. So you see, I have ensured yields and paranoia being boosted by those two. I'm just looking for the second one, and I'll have a pretty good situation there. So that's the weapons. Going into the relic abilities, the passive is Ionic Protection. So when any of Rossi's abilities, is it Rossi or Rosie? Do you guys know? I mean, I call it Hell Heist, so whatever. Abilities hits targets, they grant 1 point of passive energy up to a maximum of 9. Passive energy is converted into an overshield at a 1:40 ratio once every 20 to 6 seconds. Okay? Does it say 4 or 6 seconds? 4 or 6 seconds, excuse me. Arc Cage. So Rossi throws an arc orb forward. Once it hits a combatant or terrain, it will pull in and inflict confined on nearby combatants, then generate an arc cage that blocks incoming projectiles. So this is going to render them immobile. So he literally has a bunch up together, which is so good. His signature 2 is going to be Thread Flow. So Rossi 11 launches an arc thread, dealing damage to combatants it hits and granting Rossi an overshield. So you're dealing damage and getting an overshield. And again, he is a defensive unit, so that's why we're going to be seeing a lot more of these defensive abilities: medium, range, and defense. All right, so going back over here to his ultimate or his super is photoelectric gate. So Rossi 11 builds a photoelectric gate before them that blocks incoming damage. Using the super again will launch the gate forward, dealing damage to a combatant. So basically, you're making a barrier, and if you use it again, it blasts it outwards. Going to their weapon mastery. So whenever ionic protection performs an energy conversion, it will also grant Rossi 11's bow and auto crossbow 1 stack of weave, up to 3 stacks. When shots hit a target, they consume 1 stack of weave to generate a lightning strike, dealing 260 arc damage to combatants within a 2-meter radius. So he sort of has a built-in AoE with this, which is pretty sick, and then you can see the damage goes up pretty incrementally. Going up to the relic traits, thread flow can now over-penetrate combatants. That's what she said, or that's what she likes. Going to a relic trait 2 is when the photoelectric gate takes damage, it will generate 1 additional passive energy for Rossi 11. This effect has a 1-second cooldown. Okay. And then when Rossi 11's health is below 50%, gaining an overshield will also heal them for 50% of the overshield's health. So again, lots of shields, lots of healing. Not lots of healing, some healing. Not too much movement, actually no movement ability. So Calamity Ops is going to be sort of like the weakness. Let's talk about artifacts. So in terms of the artifacts, the ones that I would recommend are as follows. I went ahead and whoops, that's not the right place. Went and put them in here so I could easily reference them for you. So for the first slot, we're going to use Unrelenting Ground. So take 11.2% damage while stationary. Now, this is something you sort of do have to think about, but this is also the one that I would recommend for Hellhest. But with the bow in particular, it's pretty easy to keep in mind. It's less easy to do when you're using your Mahamiri because, again, you're just like, da, 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 da. All right, so that's the first slot. Second one is Unrelenting Evolution. Granting damage resist effects other than armored grants an additional plus 15 stack of armor. Take negative 0.63% damage, stacks 20 times, lose 1 stack every 1 second once armor takes effect. Okay, so lots and lots of just survivability. Ring of Courage, so take negative 3.5% damage and deals plus 7% damage while protected by an overshield. You're basically almost always going to have an overshield up, so they basically have more damage. Obviously, it goes all the way up to 20%. All right, I guess I should be looking at these the max values. Sympathetic Evolution, deal 7% damage for every damage resist buff currently applied, which goes pretty well with this bad boy. And that's it for the relics. Now let's go ahead and go back. Whoopsie. And we are down here. And then the talent tree, if you're curious, I didn't realize I had 2. I thought I only had 1. So for the first one is Arc Ripple. So when Thread Flow passes through Arc Cage, it will activate Arc Cage to trigger an explosion, dealing 500 arc damage to combatants in a 6-meter radius. This effect can trigger once per use of Thread Flow. Okay, so a little bit more damage with your Thread Flow. Casting Thread Flow grants allies within a 10-meter radius of overshield equal to 50% of Rossi 11's overshield, lasting for 6 seconds. Which one is Thread Flow? That one. Okay, so that's your damage one. All right. So more damage. Oh, it's with the Arc Cage. So if you use one and it hits the other, it makes an explosion. And then this one is just grants them an overshield. So your damage / shield also grants allies overshield at the 2 slot. 3 is the health of the overshield provided by ionic protection is increased to 100%, which is kind of crazy. That's 3. Going into 4, photoelectric gate gains 50% increased movement speed and damage. Okay, so at T4, you do get a little bit more movement speed. The Arc Cage's health is increased by 100%. Actually, this makes it seem like you're getting... Did I misread something? It seems like you're getting speed. Yeah, okay, so no, I didn't misread it. So, okay, at rank 4, you do get a little bit of movement speed, which is good. Like that. T5, an Arc Cage health is increased. The Arc Cage's health is increased by 100%. Okay. And then T6, when the Arc Cage or photoelectric gate is present, the number of arc threads launched by thread flow will be increased to 6. Okay. So again, not like massive growth. Some pretty key spots. I mean, obviously the 4-1, it gives you the movement speed, and then the others give you a little bit more damage and then increased health with the Arc Cage. I think the biggest one is T4 by far, in my opinion, because the movement speed is so critical in this game, whereas you do get value at all of them. So T4 is what I would aim for. Not that you have immense control over that. But again, that is Rossi 11. He's sick. Now, obviously, I have not worked on him yet. However, I'm very aware of what the best build is. That's why I'm making this video for all of you, because we've had enough time to play with him. But I have been, instead of working on him, I have been working on Hellhest. Now, if you haven't seen my video of Hellhest's best video, make sure you click on it right here, because Hellhest is one character that I have more or less just fallen in love with as soon as she came out, and I would highly recommend taking a look at this video right now for her best build.